In this video I'm going to show you how to set up a CV mapping on the disting EX. As an example here I've got the 6 triggers algorithm with some triggers coming in, triggering some drum sounds. If I press play you'll hear how that sounds. And let's say what we'd like to do is have an LFO changing the pan position of that conga sound. So I've got my LFO here, plug that into input 5. Now the first thing we'll need to do on this particular algorithm is disable sample 5 so that our LFO doesn't trigger a sound, which you'd heard it just do there. There it goes. So just turn that off, and now input 5 is free to use for mapping. So from the menus we'll go to mappings, CV mappings, and then we'll find the parameter that we want. The conga is that one, input 3. So we want parameter 28 pan 3. The interface here is the P knob moves the little cursor around that you'll see. So there it's on the parameter. So we'll go back to pan 3. Then the next thing is the input. We want to use input 5 as the CV. So we'll select 5. And now you can immediately hear that that pan position is being automated by the CV. Bipolar means it's going to go positive and negative around the value, which is what we want. Normal, in this case it's a normal CV, it's not a gate, so we'll leave it at that. And this is the scaling. This is how many units, in this case the pan is plus or minus 100, how many units per volt it's going to do. If we want it not to pan quite so much, we can scale that down. Quicker to do it with the R knob here. Now the pan isn't changing quite so much, but the default value was sounding pretty good, so let's put that back to what it was. And now if we go out of the menu and actually find that parameter, there it is. So now you can see the value being automated, and this shows also the 2 different parameter values you have in the display. The first one is the base value, which is what's set from the knob, and the second one is the actual and automated value. So what you can see here is our CV is actually hitting the endpoints, staying there for quite a long time. That's because the actual LFO coming in here is substantially more than the 5 volts we calibrated it for. So if we go back to mappings and then we turn that down, let's turn it down to say about there. We've still got quite a nice pan movement. There, now you can see it swinging quite nicely between minus 100 and 100. It's swinging about the central value. So if I change that, you can see the LFO CV is now being added to that value of 98, so it's spending a lot more time over on the right and then coming back towards the middle. If I put that the other way, it's spending most of its time over on the left and then coming back into the middle. And put that back to default. There we go, so that's the CV mapping on the disting EX.